I'll get you to introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself and what do you do, your journey. I think we'll just start with introduce yourself.
My name is Nathaniel Brown. I'm 33 years old. I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. I am a professional basketball player. I am a coach. I am a skills and development trainer. Um, I wear many hats, but that is just the surface level of like what I do.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your journey? What was it like growing up in Atlantic City and from Atlantic City to Australia? So I know you've done many things in your career and different things. You've lived in different parts of the world,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
types of
yeah,
experiences. If you want to start with that and go from there.
yeah. Yeah, growing up in Atlantic City, it was tough for just like urban inner city kids. A lot of different like struggles and faces that we had to like deal with. So I come from a very tough neighborhood in Atlantic City, New Jersey, called Stanley Holmes Village, and gun violence, drugs, prostitution, you name it. So a lot of like my friends and my family were, in a sense, just products of our environment.
Yeah.
Um, as a kid, I did everything under the sun that you can think of, all the bad stuff that you can think of. My older brothers was into all the gangs and the street life in a sense. Um, yeah, they played with guns, they sold drugs, they did all those things like that. My friends and I did the same. Um, so eventually, like as you start like losing friends and seeing friends go to jail or get shot and killed, you gotta make changes. And I just so happened to have basketball as an outlet. I had my police athletic league, which is our POW building, which is like a Boys and Girls Club or PCYC, things
Yeah.
like that. That would be equivalent to Australia, where I can go to those outlets and just play basketball or pool or play video game, things like that. So, yeah, with that being said, basketball, in a sense, saved my life. I was the first and only person in my family to go to college and graduate college to earn a 4 year degree. I got a degree in business administration, specializing in uh, sports. So just sports management. So just things like that was able to just
Which
really
is
really
amazing.
yeah really help me.
And from there, you obviously went on to playing basketball professionally, which is such a turnaround from, the life that you started off with. And tell us a little bit about what you do now from your basketball journey. You've obviously played
Yeah,
across Europe, you've played in Australia for the last almost 2 years now,
yeah.
coaching, and you do a lot of community outreach in terms of training these kids and everything else. And even when you go back home, you do the same thing.
When I'm back home, um, I'm a substitute teacher, so I usually take the self-contained kids, which are the kids who are less fortunate, the kids who can't be in a regular class setting due to maybe trauma at home or not having the resources for uniforms and clothes and things like that, where they may wear the same shirt or uniform 2 or 3 times during the week and they can just like lash out at any moment. Or some of the kids have been arrested and had gone to jail and now come back and trying to get reacclimated into the school system and things like that to try to earn a degree, a diploma for 4 years. So I deal with those kids, and I like dealing with those kids because like I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Whereas though they know they have a conversation with you, they can tell that it's authentic. They can tell like that you've been through it or you lived their life or understand their struggle and what they go through. Whether it's like days where they're not eating or they struggling to find food or they going into a corner store stealing out candy or cakes and chips and things like that. Like this is what we did as kids and what we had to do
Your
because
survival, yeah.
yeah, our parents was always working 2 and 3 jobs trying to provide for us or just keep the lights on in the house. So I always want to be in tune and in touch with those kids versus just being around the regular kids, the normal kids that
Yeah.
got 2 parent households and things like that. So when I go back home, I'm always doing that type of stuff. I'm always assistant coaching with the basketball program at my old high school and getting into the community with the younger kids, the boys and girls that play, that's coming up through the ranks and stuff like that because they watch me on Instagram. They know who I am. They see what I do, and when they look at that, they say, "Oh snap! If Nate can do it, then I know for a fact that I can do it too." And that's what I
Yeah.
want to give and want them to know that, like, hey, um, whatever you dream, whatever you want to do in life, like you can do it. Like it is, we are not confined to Atlantic City, New Jersey. We are not confined to America. Like it's a big, big, big world out there, and basketball was able to take me to many different countries and just be able to touch different uh, places and avenues and things like that. So I'm really, really blessed in that sense to be able to do that. And I love going back home and just like getting back into the community and doing things like that and helping shift the new upcoming kids that's coming up through the ranks for basketball, whatever it may be, sports, just life, just as a mentor and things of that. So here in Australia, I try to do the same thing. I try to, you know, whatever club that I'm playing for or whatever state that I'm in, I try to get into the community with the parents, with the kids. I do a lot of one-on-one trainings. I do a lot of coaching with basketball and stuff like that. And my style was totally different because I grew up in America, and the
Yeah.
Australians don't play the way we play.
Yeah.
Like the game is totally different. Uh, and yeah, and I always get like the questions of if I know any famous people, if I had Chick-fil-A, like just all the American
The
questions
typical, yeah.
because they want to know. And then with the older boys and girls, like a lot of them have dreams of going over to America to play basketball,
Yeah.
whether it's junior college, whether it's 4 year university. Like they have goals and dreams and aspirations of getting over to America, and I love that. And
Yeah.
now I'm in a position with um, Pride Performance and Josh Walters, where like we're here in Melbourne playing AAU,
Yeah.
and I played AAU growing up, and those were some of the funnest times in my life. So, with that being said, now we're in position to help kids. They have a team over in America now of 18 boys, like a group of
Yeah.
age 18 boys playing over in America at a bunch of different Nike made hoops tournaments. And those kids are living a dream right now.
Yeah.
They're in Texas, like they just got to LA last night. So now they've got a
That's
tournament in
pretty
LA.
amazing. Yeah.
So a bunch of kids from the Sunshine Coast
Yeah.
is in America playing basketball in LA, like,
Yeah.
and they have chances to earn scholarships to play basketball in America for going forward for the future. So just things like that that I'm actually
Being a
able to
part of
do
that.
here, being a part of it, playing a small part in someone's journey or dream is like super dope.
And I think sometimes a small part makes a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
Like all you need, like for me, when I look back, there have been moments when it's been one mentor, one teacher that's made all the difference in my life. And I think that's so important. So my last question for you is what advice would you give the kids that are watching this that what the foundation is dedicated to, kids that have grown up with similar lives to us, that have gone through similar struggles and things like that? What would be one piece of advice you would want them to carry through their lives in terms of based on what you've been through?
So one piece of advice that I would like to give to any kid watching is don't quit, don't stop, don't let anyone tell you what you can't do or what you can't be. Like throughout my life, I've heard so many just of people trying to install their fears onto you. Don't allow them to do that. Dream
So
big,
true.
chase your dreams, chase your goals, write them down, set a timeline, try to accomplish them, and just keep going. Like, understand and be aware that it's going to be bumps and bruises along the way. Everything is not going to go as planned. It's going to be times you just got to go into survivor mode and maneuver and just make things happen. And I think that's a part of the grind, and I think that's a part of like your journey and being able to tell your story when it's all said and done. Like you get to pat yourself on the back, you get to sit back and think like, damn, I did it. Like, and that's the biggest reward. So I just want people watching this to just know that you can be wherever you want to be in life. Um, you can break generational curses. No one is able to install their fears into you and tell you what you cannot do. If
You
you
have
want to
control.
do it, you have control and just dream big.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. I appreciate it, and I'm sure it'll make a difference as well for the kids watching today. So thank you. Oh.